The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. My name is Leo Connors and I'm your host. And tonight I got two special guests. I got both professional wrestlers, Stiff Mike and Matt Loudon.
How you doing, Leo? How are you?
Thanks, Matt.
to see you,
Thanks,
sir.
Loudon. Matt's the mystery guest that I posted about this morning. Guys, I got a lot of fan questions, and with Matt being here also, I'm just going to have you both answer the questions. All right, we're going to start off right up the bat with Mike Hollow.
Yep.
Coach wants to know, what were some of your biggest challenges when you were training at Killer Kowalski's school?
I would say probably my attitude in the very beginning. Bumping and stuff was fine, but it was just going with the flow of things.
Right.
It's been a while, so it's been 20-something years. So it's not like I don't remember that far back. But I would probably say biggest thing would be my attitude. I was still really young.
Yep.
I was 26 years old when I started. So.
Wow. Nice. How about you, Matt?
I actually didn't start with Mike Hollow. I started with Derek Mitchell.
Okay.
He got the ring and stuff. Saw him in a restaurant and saw he had an ECW hat on. And I was like, oh, nice hat. He's like, oh, you want to train? I said, absolutely. But to answer the actual question, probably the psychology of just how to put something so beautiful together.
Right.
The bumping, like he said, the bumping and stuff came pretty easy.
Yep.
But when it came to when to do things at a certain time, that was probably the hardest part.
Right. You probably learn that more too as
Yes.
you're going, the more wrestling you do.
The more you do it, the more
Right.
you learn psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. This one's for me, as a three-time CWA tag team champ, with three different partners: Armageddon, Vertebreaker, and Paulie Gilmore. Did you have a favorite partner from back then?
I liked working with all three of them.
Yep.
I especially liked working with, and I hate to give this kid credit, but we were a good tag team with Armageddon.
Yeah.
But you've heard that story before.
Yes,
so
you said
we
that
won't go
earlier.
any further than that.
Right. All right. Great. Okay, sorry, Matt.
No, that's fun. That's fun.
All right, this is great for both you guys. Jake Olette wants to know, what's your philosophy as a trainer? I'm sure you must have done a little training with people too.
My philosophy, it's so different from when I was brought up in the business. When I was brought up in the business, we were taught the hard way.
Yeah.
Especially at Walter. Nowadays, it's more hands-on. Like Lewis and I would get in the ring and would show him something, and it was just more repetitive.
Right.
Because when I first got my hands on Jake, he couldn't bump.
Right.
So it was more, I made him bump over and over and over again. That way, it's muscle memory and it's burnt into his brain. Because if that part of training or whatever you're having trouble, if you don't do repetitive moves on it, you're not going to learn it.
Right.
So it's more, like I said, my philosophy is more hands-on and more repetitive stuff than, okay, well, I showed you a top wrist lock, let's move on to the next thing.
Right.
You just don't learn that way. And Mike Hollow, that's how we were trained. Mike Hollow was the head trainer at Walters, and it was all repetitive stuff. We would do drill after drill after drill after drill.
Yeah. Nice.
He kind of hit the nail on the head, repetitive. Because, some people catch it right away.
Yeah.
But others, it takes them a little bit. You have to take your time, even if you do get right away.
Yeah.
You have to consistently keep doing it over and over and over again. That way, your body does what you tell it to do. And then, just doing it. Getting that out of your mind, like falling on your face. Your body doesn't want to do that.
Right.
So you have to continuously keep doing it over and over and over again until they get it right.
You're trained from when you're little not to fall.
Right.
And now when we go to get in the wrestling business, we're trained to fall the proper way.
Right.
So your muscle memory is saying, oh, I need to brace myself, but they're teaching us, and I'm teaching them, and he is to relax your body and take the bump.
Yeah.
So it's, like you said,
You know, it always made me like wonder how hard this is. Like, because they say when you fall on your back, tuck your chin. Mm-hmm. Is it? Because I'm thinking if I try to do it, it must be hard to always remember.
Well, and going back to Mike Howell's question, that probably was learning how to take a back bump was probably one of my biggest challenges as well, because I was always banging my head off the mat like a basketball.
Yeah.
Now, if I slip on ice outside, I'm tucking my chin. It's natural because I've been doing it for so long. Yeah. It's muscle memory. Right. So it's like, okay, well, I'm falling. Tuck your chin, protect your head.
So I would imagine you definitely learned to tuck your chin after you whacked your head 25 times off the mat. APW's Michael Morse wants to know what was the main reason you came out of retirement?
Well, one, I was not happy with my last match, and no offense to to Mr. Poe, but I personally wasn't happy with it.
Yeah.
And I saw the way APW was going. I was having fun, so you never say never in this business, and I got sucked back in.
All right. Well, you didn't retire ever, did you, Matt?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Big APW fan, probably their biggest fan. Anthony Mark Balkas has a couple questions. He says, who is someone you have not wrestled that you would like to?
In APW?
Anywhere.
I haven't. Honestly, there's a few people. Robo, I would like to work.
Yep.
And I would like to work against Danny Miles at least once.
Nice.
Because those two right there.
Right. And Robo, man, how many years is he in the business about? Just a couple, or has he been in longer than that?
Select few.
He's still green.
Yeah.
Right. I think he's like 3 or 4 years in the business. He's still green.
How about you? Same question. What was the main reason? No, I'm sorry. Who is someone you have not wrestled that you would like to?
Leo, scratch those off after you. That's right. Now, Circum's not working. You gotta scratch them off, Leo.
As soon as you said it, a name specifically popped into my head, Vern Vichello.
Nice.
He is very popular.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, come on. Come on.
I'm just teasing.
No, he's a really good guy.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a great worker. He is blowing up all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'd like to get in the squared circle with him.
Nice. Hear that, Vern? Anthony Mark Balkas has a second question. Oh, how do you feel about the Patriots winning? He said, you hater.
It doesn't bother me.
Right.
I mean, they won. We'll see what happens in the Super Bowl. I'm not. They're my second team.
Okay.
I'm more of a Bears fan, so.
I was gonna ask
Bears.
you the Giants. That's
No,
what, okay.
no, the Bears. Don't go there, Leo.
How about you, Matt? How do you feel about the Patriots?
It's going to be a tough game. I
Yeah.
mean, to be 100% honest, I didn't watch one game until the playoffs.
Right.
So what are they?
But of course, he was
pink hatter.
He was, yeah. You're definitely
a pink hatter.
Talking on Facebook though.
I love getting people fired up. What do you want me to say?
And
But
Patriots fans are easy to get riled up,
oh
too.
yeah, you start
All
going.
the England
You
fans
start
are
going.
easy to get riled up.
And they automatically think you're thinking about Tom Brady. But
Right.
I'm more of a hockey guy, to be
Yep.
honest. But
I love hockey. Just my
You
favorite
don't know
sport.
hockey either, so what's the point?
oh yeah.
Anthony, I'll answer on my end. I think it's awesome. I think the Pats are going to win. Like you said, no matter, it ain't going to be easy.
No.
But I do like their chances in this game. You have to admit that.
Go Rams! I'm just kidding.
No, but you got to admit, right, that the defense for the Pats was, all the way through to like the last 5 or 6 games.
It's like they flipped a switch.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. It's nice to see that their defense is playing the best they have all year, and they're 100% healthy.
And it's the best time
That
to do
helps.
it.
Exactly. All right. So I think you added something else. Before you started wrestling, did you watch the Indies? And if so, who did you like or look up to?
No, actually, I did not watch the Indies.
Really?
I watched a lot of USWA when I was a kid, so
Yep.
on ESPN.
We had talked about that
Yeah,
last time
so,
you were here too.
Honestly, back then my favorite wrestler was the Missing Link.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I just
Joey Robinson.
yeah, it was. So I mean, everyone said, "Oh, Hulk Hogan." No,
Right.
I watched a lot of Lawler stuff when I was younger.
Yeah.
So
I'm a huge Memphis fan too. How about you, Matt? Before you started wrestling, did you watch the Indies?
Not really. I mean,
Okay.
I went to local shows
Yep.
like Chaotic. I went to see
Right.
them when I was a kid. Almost every single month that they ran a show, I was at. as to looking up to people that were wrestling at Chaotic at the time, John Walters, Luis Ortiz.
Nice. You can't go wrong there, that's
Nope.
for sure. Walter Marzak, I hope I pronounced your name right, buddy. Bugsy or Poe?
Well, Poe and I go beyond wrestling.
Right.
So I'm going to say Poe, but
Yeah.
I also I love Bugsy. He's a great guy in the locker room, fun to be around. So it's both.
Right.
I watched Poe in WFA when Steve
We're
Bradley.
going to send this tape to him, so be careful.
Oh, I know. I used to watch Poe when I was a kid, and it was awesome to grow up, get in the business, and then actually work on the same shows with him.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Bugsy is, and I said this earlier, probably one of the funniest people in the back that you can be around and get to know. He's a cuddly little big teddy bear, so to speak.
Nice. Hunter Ward wants to know, ask you about the VCW Hunter Ward moment. It's a very good story.
So we were doing, I forgot, it was like 2 shows that day. It was at where Belltown Club is now, and a certain ex left me high and dry without a ride home.
Right.
And decided she wanted to cause problems, and I took it out on Cody. So
Well worth it.
and I apologized to him before we went out. I said, this is going to be rough.
Right.
Because I'm in a bad mood. So every time he sweats, my handprint ends up on his back because I chopped him that hard in the back that it's permanently there.
Right.
So when he sweats or gets red, my handprint shows up. Sorry.
That's
It
awesome.
was a bad day.
Seriously? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It is
You know what his
hilarious.
tattoo is?
Yeah.
Yeah, my handprint shows up every time he sweats.
Joey Kilmartin, who just bought a house. Congratulations, Joey. Ask him if Jason Rumble has ever been abducted by aliens.
All right, so, and I saw the responses by Bo Douglas.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we got booked for EWA.
Yeah.
Tony Atlas is running the federation to go to Machias, Maine.
Okay. Which is quite a rat.
Yeah. So, Jason's ex-girlfriend at the time blew a tire.
Yep.
So we had to take all back roads to Machias, Maine.
Right.
Now it's like 12:30 in the morning, and we're still driving to the hotel. And Bo Douglas decided to say that we got abducted by aliens, that we were teleported from Saugus, Mass, to Machias, Maine. I'm
Right.
like, what are you talking about? Like, he's like, it just went by really quick. I
Yeah.
go, we had to take out back roads. It's 12:30 in the morning, and we're not even there yet.
Right.
So to furthermore the story,
Yeah.
we ended up wrestling, and we went to a mobile station to get water, whatever. And the same guy that was in the mobile station was the same guy that was running the gas station 4 streets down. That's how small Machias, Maine is.
Right.
Yeah, it was a road trip from hell.
I saw
And I've been on a few of those with Jason Rumble.
Right.
Believe me.
I knew you had gonna have a good story because the way you had said it goes all
my
back
God.
roads. Jake Olette wants to know, says not really a question, but you should tell the Sheik story.
I'm not telling that story.
No?
No. I know it's when he's talking about that's not happening.
Sorry, Jake. Next question.
Not cheeky.
Jim.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Is this pronounced right? Jim Surgeon?
Yeah.
Okay. Jim Surgeon wants to know.
Sergeant.
Sergeant. Oh, it is Sergeant. Okay. Sorry, Jim. First off, he says, it was my honor to tag with you. How would War Inc.
Incorporated, yeah.
Yeah, War Incorporated fare against the current tag team competition in APW?
I mean, we beat you guys before.
Would you run roughhouse over everybody?
I don't think we run right off.
You got some tough competition in there.
Yeah, I think we would hold our own,
Right.
considering he's lost a person. So
Yeah.
I think we would definitely hold our own.
Nice. Just real quick, it's kind of silly, but Dave Donovan said, I am not the mystery guest.
Obviously not.
Nope.
Psycho.
It's me.
Every time the Super Bowl comes up, I always think
Oh,
of
my
Dave
God.
because he came up one time. We went out, me and my girl, him and his girl at the time.
I've
Had
been
a blast.
Let me tell you something. I've been in the ring with him
Yeah.
when I was working for Sparta. We beat the ever living crap out of each
I
other.
believe it.
Awesome kid, but he's nuts.
He is crazy. I asked him too. I said it to him.
And he says it all the time, and
Crazy?
I'm not crazy. No, he's crazy.
He's crazy. Yeah,
Normally,
exactly.
those are the crazy ones.
Yeah. You know Dave Dunno?
I do not.
Okay. Next up, Michael Morse has another question. For Mike and the mystery guest, will AEW, All Elite Wrestling, be successful long term or just tread water?
May I?
Go ahead. I'll tear it up, so go ahead.
I'm not. I think they will be the equivalent of ROH. I don't think they'll hit the top tier WWE competition.
Right.
You know, from what they have for money to start, and from what the rumors were of contracts they were offering,
Yep.
they're gonna blow right through all that money before
Right.
they even hit their second show.
Right.
So, like I said, I think they'll be along the lines of Ring of Honor
Yep.
and such.
Nice. Mike.
Poor boy version of TNA.
Yeah.
They're not even going to come close.
Right.
They're trying to pillage and plunder WWE talent, which is not going to happen.
Right.
Vince will not allow that to happen. They're basically just a bunch of friends running shows.
Running shows, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I respect it.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's gonna. I think they'll give them a run for their money in
Yep.
the beginning, but they're not gonna be able to compete.
Right.
I mean, Ring of Honor's been around for how many years?
Since 2002.
Yeah, so almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
and Ring of Honor's big.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
big.
yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
They have that working relationship with New Japan. So I mean, I don't see it. They have who's the owner of the Jaguars
Yeah,
backing
yeah.
them.
After he starts losing millions of dollars,
Well,
he's probably going to pull
let me
up.
put it to this way: if they end up getting on TNT or
Yeah.
TBS, they might have a shot.
Right.
But we'll see.
They don't want to go to TBS if that was an option.
Well, I
That's what
think,
they're
too,
talking
like,
to, though. That's from what I understand. That's what they're talking to.
to go up, head to head with a company that's so big.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid, you know?
Yeah, from what I understand, they're going to try to go Tuesday nights.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
which there's no competition
Yeah.
because once SmackDown moves to Fox, they're going to be on Fridays.
Right. My mom never asks questions, never watches my show, but Mike, she wants to know how many matches about have you won? Thanks, Ma.
Wow.
Love you.
Wow.
She never asked. She hates wrestling too. I can't believe she told me. I read it. I was shocked.
Honestly, I really don't even keep count.
No, I'm sure you know, but a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, winning. I mean, I've been in a lot of matches, but
Right.
winning, I don't, honestly, I really don't know.
Right.
It's more not about winning or losing for me. It's about
Yep.
entertaining the fans. So,
Right.
if I got pinned every day, I'd be happy as long as I got a reaction from the crowd.
Right. Ma, look at the size of it. You think he lost a lot? I don't think so. All right. Thanks again, Ma. One of the best independent wrestling fans out there, Damon Farah.
Yeah.
Wants to
Yes, I know. I'm working on the shirts.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the first answer. He does have a second question. Any thoughts of getting back with Evan Six to bring back the end?
Well-
if not Evan, possibly Jacob. And I know he was a huge fan of that because when he was here, we talked about it.
Yeah. I do know that Evan is basically done with wrestling.
Right.
As for Jacob, no, because I'm not doing Apocalypse anymore, so
Right.
he's retired. Zip it.
I'm not going there.
Zip it.
Damon, thanks for the question. Bare Knuckle Burley. This is for both of you,
here
too.
we go.
Top three partners.
Can I back my chair up real quick?
Top three partners and top three opponents. Thanks, he says.
Top three partners. The original Armageddon.
Yep.
Then it was. Then I'll go with Vertebreaker. And then Big Gun Jim Sargent.
Nice. And how about top three opponents? I guess it would mean like, who do you love getting in the ring with?
I used to like beating up Burley, so
Yeah.
there's one.
Hey, did he ever give you his go-to move, a kick in the nuts?
He tried to. He got punched in the face for it. But anyways, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, Burley.
I gotta say the
Don't-
Gates too.
do
Back in
do
there.
not get your beard all in a bunch. I'm just messing around.
How about a couple more opponents?
I really like people that I've clicked with.
Yeah.
Like Bo Douglas and Jason Rumble, David D'Arcangelo, even and Luis Ortiz. It's there. It clicks.
Right.
It's natural.
You've
it's-
been around them
Yeah.
so long in wrestling.
I trained with all of them,
Right,
so it's
right.
like it's actually. And here's a name that you probably haven't heard in a long time. Do you remember Pierre Vachon?
Yeah.
Okay, well I wrestled him Saturday,
Right. Oh, nice.
and I haven't worked with him or seen him in over 15 years.
Right.
And it's like we just never missed a beat.
That's awesome. So
was
he's
great.
doing good, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Top 3 partners
Be nice.
and top 3 opponents.
Okay, top 3 partners. Number 1, the Sheik. Me and him have been partners since.
No, this is the different Sheik. This is the Sheik.
No,
The
I know
Sheik
what he's
Abdullah
talking
son.
about. I do.
Favorite partner right there. Second, I'd probably say when he was consistently wrestling, I had a lot of fun in the ring with Derek Mitchell.
Okay.
We didn't tag very often, but when we did, we had a blast. And then my third partner, I would say Rylan Renoir,
Okay.
Mr. Julian Starr.
Yep.
When he was a Canadian with me. Yeah.
When did that happen?
That was when we first got started. When Julian started
I
very
would love
first.
to see that.
Oh, it was fun.
I had just seen a post today with him as a younger person, and somebody asked him that name, so I never even knew he did that gimmick.
Yeah, it was when he I believe he started with
Oh, okay.
me and Derek, and then he eventually moved on to New England Pro Wrestling Academy. I believe it. Yep.
Never knew that.
Yep. Yeah. And then he doesn't. I don't think he likes to let people know that. But no, he was fun.
Yeah.
He didn't. I know he didn't like the gimmick too much.
Yeah.
But it was something to get him started in the ring. But we had some fun.
Unbelievable. We all had gimmicks that we did not like when we first started.
Right.
Oh yeah.
How about top 3 opponents?
I'll go the Knuckle Busters, which consisted of Bugsy,
Yep.
Woody, and some other guy. I can't think of his name. And then, oh gosh, I recently, me and the Sheik
The
had
guy's
worked.
name is Burley.
Oh, that guy. Oh, that's his name. Right.
It just so happened to be the guy that asked the question.
Okay.
Oh, bad.
Let's go. Me and Sheik recently had worked Amato and
Gallo.
Gallo, yes.
Nightbreed.
I thoroughly enjoyed working with them, and I believe Mark Sheik did as well.
Right.
And then, God, number 3. I'd say work against Derek Mitchell. I hate to blow smoke up his toot, but
Right.
I mean, he's the one that got me started from the beginning,
Yep.
and I basically owe everything from my career to Derek. So he's probably going to come up a few more times.
All right. Next question is from Todd Graham. Mike, has anyone ever gone to a promoter and specifically asked to wrestle you before he did? Before I did, he said.
No. That's kind of a weird request.
Right.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I
How was the match?
haven't wrestled him
Oh,
yet.
so they didn't even put you together,
No,
no?
not yet.
And who did he ask, if you don't mind asking? What was it, APW that he asked?
Yeah.
He's coming back in a couple weeks here. Next question from Bugsy Stone, who's already been brought up a couple times. What are the pros and cons of the independent scene? Which I'm sure it's changed, right? I'm sure it's changed
boy.
in the long time that you've been in the business. too,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure.
I mean, when I first started, there wasn't a lot. Well, I mean, around here there was a few. I did a lot of traveling to Maine for EWA. Now it's like every time you turn around, there's a new Fed opening.
Right.
And I think that's not a pro.
Right.
I think it's this area in general. It's saturated with too many independent wrestling.
Right.
Like I say, just the pros of it is it gives people a chance to work in front of a crowd. It gives people a chance to break into the business, and it also gives people the insight if you really want to do this.
Right.
You know, as I stated the few times I was on your show, is you have to eat, breathe, sleep wrestling if you want to make it in this business.
Right.
Because the next guy's going to do the same thing if you're not going to do it.
Right.
If you're not going to dedicate yourself to get to the next level, then what's the point?
Yep.
For me, my story, we've gone over this, is I chose to have a family instead of go that route. So.
Nice.
Oh boy. I'll start off with the cons because I'm kind of a negative guy.
And that's different from what day?
Exactly. No, that's what I'm just letting everybody know. I'd say the cons of independent wrestling right now. A lot of people have very crappy attitudes.
Okay.
A lot of people don't show respect. Again, back to Derek Mitchell. When he told me, when you are in a locker room, you walk up and you shake every single person's hand in that locker room. Some people, they're just like, meh, just walk right by it. And that, in my opinion, is disrespectful.
Right.
Especially when they come into APW.
Yep.
I've been with the company since day one. I have busted my butt for that company every single month. And for you to walk past me and just absolutely just, I'm like, it too much of that now.
Well, I mean, and going back to, you know, Mike Hollow and Walter always would say, I don't care what attitude, what bad mood you're in.
Yep.
You show respect for the locker room. You shake everybody's hand when you leave. When you come into the building, and you shake everybody's hand when you leave. If you had a bad night, doesn't matter. And to me, looking back on when I first started to now, we're all a family. We're all putting our lives in each other's hands when we get in that ring. So, and we do it not because we want to make money, because there's really no money to be had in the independent scene right now. We do it because we love it, and we do it because there's no bigger drug than watching the fans that come pay to see you pop for you. So why be a jerk in the locker room? And there are some, and there's a lot actually in this area. Even like I did a show up in Lansborough, Massachusetts, it's called Truly Independent Wrestling, and they got a good thing going out there. They got their own little building. They run a show over there twice a month. But even up there, it's like you got people that come in, that they bring in, and they're like, they big league everybody. Like, why? We're human beings. You and I, we're doing this because we love it. So why be a jerk?
Nice answers. I just want to add to that because I saw a post today from Danny Cage, who now trains for Ring of Honor and the Monster Factory, and he said that you know, if you would rather watch a wrestling show than come and train, you should give it up.
Exactly.
You know, I thought that was a very good post. I like Danny Cage. He always has something good to say.
We have a person that does that.
Really?
Yeah.
Bugsy has another question. Does psychology still play a part in wrestling, more specifically indie wrestling?
Huge.
Right.
It plays a part in from the WWE all the way down to APW, chaotic. If you're not doing psychology, and if you don't have the fans eating on the palm of your hand, what's the point? That's just like, okay, I'm going to put a show on, and you guys just wrestle, do what you want, be spot monkeys. No. It's, you know, we're telling a story with our bodies. We don't have an announcer. We don't have, you know, somebody with a bullhorn going, this move, that move. No, we are trying to suck emotion out of the crowd. And if there's no psychology and if it doesn't mean anything, then we're just doing spots.
Right.
Yes, Mike Hollow, I learned a lesson.
Well, I had how about Matt?
What was the question again? Sorry, my apologies.
Is psychology still a part in wrestling, more specifically indie wrestling?
Depends on where you go to watch shows. Some shows, yes. Some shows, no. Which, it's almost like for some people, it's almost a lost art in the indies. But some people are trying to keep that going.
Right.
So, like I said, it all depends on who you're watching and where you're at.
Great.
It's about depends on how old school you are too.
Yes.
You know, like for myself, I even and that goes back to Jake's question about training. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it.
Right.
You know, I was always told, make it look believable as possible. So if you're gonna go and take a hip toss or a body slam, and you get right back up and no sell it, then there's no psychology there.
Right.
You know, you're making yourself look like crap, and you're making the person you're working with look like crap. We're working together. You know.
Well, you had said too, like how the fans pop is a great feeling and all that.
Yeah.
And I've heard many people here say that, sometimes you talked about it in the back, and then you realize this is what you should do. Feeding off the fans.
You got to
Right.
switch it sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I mean,
So the psychology is huge in that.
Yep.
Huge.
so back to Michael's question is why I came out of retirement.
Yeah.
I kind of answered it in a 3-part tier, but I came back because it's kind of like a release for me.
Yep.
But I enjoy the reaction I get from the crowd, and I like being around the boys.
Right. Nice. Just a couple more questions, guys. Dan Boley, a good friend of the show, wants to know if you could work with anyone on the NXT roster, who would it be? Now, I already know, like I said to you off here, you've already wrestled, haven't you? I just watched it the other day. It was a great match.
Yeah.
And, he was very... How much
was a
time
year
had he
in.
had when
Not
you
even a
wrestled?
year in.
Wow.
And congratulations to him, by the
Yeah,
way.
Oh, yeah.
it's incredible.
Seriously.
We're gonna definitely talk about all those guys because we had 26 minutes.
Who would I want to work with out of NXT?
So a lot of
That's
good
it.
talent.
I'm even trying
I
to
was just
think,
want to
like,
work. If I had a chance to work in NXT, then it'd be it. I mean,
Right.
just working there. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm way past that stage.
Yep.
I'm 47 years old. I'm good.
Anyone on the roster you would like to wrestle?
I mean, if style-wise, Aleister Black.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him kick your chin right off.
Exactly.
I'd love to see that.
It's freaking unreal.
Hey, this thing
They would be
protects
gone.
me.
No doubt, his stiff kicks. Well, what is the best advice you could give a young wrestler who gets injured and has to be out long term? He's asking this question because he plays sports and his shoulder's all messed up. So,
Well,
looking for some advice.
it's kind of funny that you brought that up because I actually have a friend, Justin Case.
Yep.
He's got to retire. He has C6 and C4 between those vertebrae are basically pinching all his nerves, and there's nothing they can do for him.
Right.
So, my advice to what's his name, Dan?
Yep.
Don't go back until you are completely healed.
Right.
Let it heal. Do what the doctors tell you. Ice it. Put heat on it. Whatever. Just don't go back and do what you were doing until you're healed. Because if you do and you don't listen, you're gonna end up like my friend of mine can now not really. I don't want him to wrestle anymore.
Right.
Because he's gonna end up paralyzing himself. So that's my biggest advice is just let it heal.
Right.
You know.
That's good advice. You have any advice for him, man?
Yeah, stay focused.
Yeah.
Get it healed before, again, back to what he just said. Get it healed before you go back. And once you do go back, don't go full board right away.
Right.
Test the waters. You
Right.
can't go full board because if not, if you go full board and your body isn't ready to do that, you're going to go right back to zero.
Right.
So stay focused, stay clear-headed, don't rush it.
Nice. And you kind of like in baseball, the guy comes off the injured reserve or
Yeah.
whatever. He's only going to play like 3 or 4
Yeah.
innings to start.
He's not going to go full board.
I've had 2 injuries.
Yep.
And they were non-wrestling related. I blew my knee out, and I broke my collarbone. And both times I took enough time off to let them heal 100%
Right.
before I even decided to get back into the ring.
Yep. I had my spine was actually hooked on itself. I had to take a year off.
Okay.
And I did a little what's the word I'm looking for? Demonstration, so to speak, in Haverhill, Massachusetts one day. And I was feeling okay, so I just did it, and I actually worked Bugsy Stone.
Yep.
and he gave me a splash, and I literally felt my spine unhook after it cracked, and I was all better. So, chiropractor Bugsy. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. Nathan Fuller wants to know, we talked a little about this off air. Mike and Leo and Matt, what did you guys think about TakeOver in the Rumble?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see all of TakeOver.
Yep.
I thought, from what I saw, was incredible. Big ups to Hanson and Rowe. They deserve it very much.
Yep.
I've known Todd a long time, since he was a kid, since he was like 18 when he started.
Wow.
So
That's a long time.
yeah, he definitely deserves everything that he's getting right now.
Yeah.
Kid's worked his butt off.
Nice.
I like the whole angle where they're going to set up Gargano versus Ciampa for title.
Yeah.
You know, I saw that coming soon as they turned him heel, so which is good.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get to see the whole TakeOver.
Right.
the takeover, I mean, I like it. It's high impact, but man, their bodies aren't going to last very long if they keep doing all that crazy stuff.
I was thinking about that too, because didn't not last night, but the last takeover, I think Hanson got hurt, a little banged up after that match.
I think they all did after that.
The War Games match, yeah. I think
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a spleen that he ruptured, but he did something to himself
Right.
that they were off TV
Yeah.
for a while till he was
Yep.
healed. And again, that goes back to your question, Dan. Let it heal.
Yes.
Don't push yourself to go back. I don't even know how old the kid is. I mean,
He's like almost 30, if he's not already
yeah,
30.
so
Good
yeah,
guy, though.
Let it heal.
Nice. Takeover?
I liked it. I mean, it keeps you paying attention to it,
Yeah.
and if you miss 1 second, you miss something big.
Right.
Just about every time. The only thing that I don't like about it, it's all high spots.
Right.
And it's, big move, kick out, big move, kick out, big move, kick out, big move, kick out.
Well, that's what the business is. now.
I understand that, but it's kind of frustrating looking at it 10, 15 years ago
Yeah.
to now. Yes, it's going to change. It's going to evolve. I mean, like I said, I liked it.
Yep.
It kept me paying attention to it, but it was good. Absolutely.
About the Rumble, guys.
For myself, let's see. The men's rumble, a little disappointed in it. They didn't. There wasn't really any big surprises like they usually have.
I don't know, man. Jeff Jarrett was a pretty big surprise.
Again, they didn't have a lot of big surprises like they usually do. I thought the women's rumble was
Much better.
much better.
I agree.
It's 2 years in a row they killed it.
Yep.
I did like Nia Jax going in both rumbles. And
Yeah.
So I mean,
I thought that was cool.
as for I wasn't feeling like the Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks match. Rousey's got to work on more of her footwork, and she's an MMA fighter, and
Right.
she's all over the place. It's like she's like here, she's there. It's like she's got no control. What?
With that, she keeps blowing people's minds because everybody is waiting for her to fail, and she hasn't
Bingo.
yet.
No, I'm not.
Oh no, no! I know
I
you're
just
not
take it
saying
that
that,
way either,
but
Mike.
I agree with you. The
I-
footwork, it's
My
step.
My personal opinion is they put the title on her way too fast.
Yes.
I think she's got a short contract. That's why.
She's got a 3-year contract. She's
Wow.
they've already talked about it. She's under contract to 2021.
Okay.
So I honestly think they could have waited a little bit longer.
Yeah,
to
they could have
Yep.
teased it.
But it is what it is.
Yep.
I just think she's all over the place. I don't think she's unsafe. I think she knows what she's doing. I think she's gotten better. She's definitely gotten
That's
better.
what I was going to ask you that.
Yeah,
After, like, do you actually
Yeah,
see
you see the progression.
progression?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, and again, Sasha's from around here, so she,
Yeah.
she's trying to chaotic. She knows
Yep.
what she's doing. So,
I thought the match was really good. I liked
Yeah.
the match, you know.
I mean, I'm not saying it was bad.
Oh, I
It's
hear
just,
ya.
it was just all over the place.
I think the Asuka Becky Lynch match was better, though. To be honest
yeah.
with you, I really
Yeah.
did. You know, that
Yes.
match was really good.
But back to that, Sasha.
Yeah.
I think everybody is. I feel like people haven't seen her full potential yet,
No,
Right.
not at
which
all.
is very disappointing.
Yep.
Because she's a phenomenal worker.
She is.
And I mean, she showed it with that match. I'm not saying that Rousey is able to call a full match, but I think Sasha did most of the work there,
Right.
and I think she nailed
Did
it
a
on
hell
the
of a
head.
job.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh,
doubt.
yeah.
And don't get me wrong.
You
I didn't
could-
want to say that she did bad. I just thought.
No, and I'm not taking it that way.
It's great.
But as for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view itself,
Yeah.
every women's match dominated the
Yes.
pay-per-view.
I agree.
100%. The
know,
guys are now having to step
And
up.
it's kind of funny because back when I started watching wrestling, the women's matches stunk.
No, yeah, absolutely.
They were horrible.
Absolutely.
There was like
the
you were
midget
luck-
matches were better.
Yeah, I mean, you were lucky if you
Sure.
got a girls' match once a week, if
Right.
that, because they were that bad.
Yep.
And now these girls nowadays are they're
They're
killing
stealing
it.
the shows.
Killing it.
I got to ask you real quick because I thought it was very strange. Rowan with Daniel Bryan.
Oh, God. I don't
I thought it
understand.
would have worked better with Hopper. Because they could have said something about their
I
past.
honestly think that spot was supposed to be somebody else. And,
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
somebody else is playing hide and seek until he knows he can pass a certain test. So I think that's what that spot was supposed to be.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know where they're gonna go with that because all of a sudden, you're gonna? I know Harper.
Can't take him away right
Right,
away.
well, and Harper, I think he was getting close to being cleared or was cleared to come back. I haven't heard anything.
They should have saved it to have the Bludgeon Brothers come back.
Yeah.
They were so brutal.
I'd love to see Rowan and Hanson feud with them guys.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. The thing was, it would have worked better with Hopper because they do have a little bit of a history. Daniel Bryan wrestled a lot on that, Northeast Independence.
Yeah.
While he was what was his name? back
Brody
then?
something.
Yeah.
Brody Lee.
Brody Lee. You know what I mean? Like they have a history.
Yeah.
But there's no history between Rowan and him.
I think they
Other
kind
than
of.
when he joined Bray Wyatt real quick. Remember that?
Yeah, that was
Like
that was a very
That
short
was a
storyline.
fail.
That was ridiculous.
Fail.
All right, last
Fail.
question. Got another question. Sounds like the WWE is going to do more intergender matches. What do you guys think? And he says The Rock even said he would put over Becky Lynch.
Do you mind?
I'm not
I
this one.
hate intergender wrestling.
I do too.
For the love of God, especially in indies.
Right.
I
Watching it.
cannot stand it. It makes me so mad when I'm seeing these jacked
Say
up
the word.
250 pounders throw these little tiny girls around, and I get so mad.
Right? I'm not a fan of it either. I really ain't.
It's all
It disgusts me. But I will say, after last night with the Rumble, in a way it made sense. But it wasn't a full match.
I think the only girl out of the women's division was Nia Jax was to be able to do what
Yeah.
they did with that.
And,
Because
and I think that's why they did
and
it.
I'm not, and believe me, I like Nia Jax. I like her work. I like, she is a big girl
Yep.
and she's proud of it and she should be.
Right.
And she's very talented. But I mean, Mysterio and Randy Orton bumped their butts off for her.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I mean, and when it was time to come back, pay it back, she paid it back. In full.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She was there for everything.
Yep.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I really do. I mean, there is nobody on the
No,
roster
no.
that can do what she
Maybe
did.
Tamina might have been able to.
Yeah, I
but she's-
guess, yeah.
But it just made more sense to me because she manhandled Ron the Truth. Just
Yeah.
She ragdolled that poor guy. She ragdolled him all over the place. It was great. I
It was
laughing.
awesome.
Yeah, she's a strong one. She's a strong girl. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the talent down in NXT.
Okay.
Obviously, like we said, War Raiders, Hanson's from around here,
Yeah.
Warbeard. Any funny interactions or anything with Warbeard?
I wrestled him a few times.
Yep. Back when he was handsome?
Yeah. No, when he was Todd Smith. Or when he was, I'm sorry, Michael King. Anyways, I love Todd's awesome.
Right.
I mean, he's a wicked nice guy. He's been humble from the get-go. He never got that big head that some people have gotten. He's awesome kid. He deserves everything he's getting.
I agree 100%.
Tenfold.
No doubt.
When I used to go to the Chaotic shows
Yeah.
when I was younger, I was the kid amazed by his agility in the ring. Like, that's what it boils down to with him. He's always had that yeah. Hey, we're all marks in this business.
I know that.
So,
I gotta say it though.
but I was like 14, 15 years old. Yeah, about 14, 15 years old. wasn't it?
I'm just busting your chops.
The biggest thing that I ever saw him do, and it was awesome, was him and Mike Krul at Chaotic in a steel cage match, did the moonsault. I was in awe.
Yeah.
I
Todd's a very
forgot my crew wrestled around here for Chaotic.
Todd is a very agile big man.
Yeah. What's wild how like Rowe's the smaller guy and they're calling him the power guy,
Yeah.
and Hanson's the the high flyer.
Yeah.
That finishing maneuver they got's awesome too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean the leg drop off the top rope. When he hit that and Rowe, had pinned the pin.
It was brutal.
Ah.
I mean, you could tell they were tight. And
Right.
Everybody knows I like to work tight.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a Walter thing.
Right. Well, what do you guys think about the tag team that they did beat? Roderick Strong. This is great. My pen just fell apart.
Boom.
Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Might as well throw all four of them in at the Undisputed Era.
So Bobby Fish,
Yep.
we'll start off with him.
Okay.
Bobby Fish has been in this business for a very long time. He's been in this area. Another nicest guy you could ever meet, willing to help,
Yep.
getting everything he deserves as well.
Nice.
Adam Cole, talented guy. Roderick Strong, I remember when he was doing like job matches for the WWE and getting murdered. I forgot what it was. He just showed it too.
Like around 2006,
Yeah, I mean,
7,
he got-
something like that.
It was against Kurt Angle. And Kurt
Okay.
Angle beat the
Crap out of him.
And then you could tell it was a semi-shoot.
Yeah.
He was slapping that kid all over the place. And now look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I forgot the other kid's name.
Adam Cole.
No, I already said Adam Cole.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
He's another one that's from New Japan.
Right. Different kind of style for a little guy, too. You know
He's
what I mean?
great.
Like,
He's just...
nice. All right, let's see. Now, I'm sorry, I want to just touch up on Bobby Fish. When I first met Bobby Fish was when I was doing the catering for Ring of Honor in 2002 to 4. Him and Scott Cardinal were actually like as a team and in singles doing the jobs for the other guys. So like you said, he's been around a long time.
Yeah,
Been in the ring with some very talented guys too when he was young, What do you guys think of Matt Riddle? Been hearing a lot of controversy over how people don't like the stoner Jeff Spicoli gimmick.
After Cassius Ohno just kicked his jaw into his neck,
Right.
and he continued the match, I don't have a problem with him. He's blowing up.
Yeah.
I mean, how long was he in the industry after he was in the MMA? Not even a year, right?
Right.
No. So
Trade by Danny Cage, who I had brought up earlier.
yeah. Obviously, that was a receipt that he got from...
Right.
And he took it like a man and continued to work. I don't see the point of wrestling barefoot, but that's just me.
Right.
I think it's dangerous.
yes,
stupid.
but he's sticking with the MMA
That's
style
right,
thing.
right,
That's
yeah,
what
that's
it is.
why he's
I
doing
understand
it.
that. Talented kid.
Yeah.
I should say kid. He's in his 30s. I earned my respect from, he got a respect from probably a lot of people in the locker room because he must have had a receipt coming for something he did.
Yep.
So,
Oh,
because that was a nasty receipt.
God.
They showed that.
Yeah.
They showed that close up, and he put his soul right. He put his heel right in his mouth.
Whoa.
So yeah.
Got anything to add?
Oh, no. I mean, they pretty much nailed it on the head.
Nice.
On that
Well,
one.
I just read that I guess he wrestled at a house show at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And the whole place was yelling, bro. And Vince McMahon's very high on him. So look for him probably to come up after WrestleMania, I would imagine.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Probably, unless they cut down on the little Chiba.
Right.
I think that might.
Me and him got a lot in common.
I'm sure you do. You do too, don't you?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Not
Nope.
anymore?
Nope.
You're such a liar.
All right, so just before, we got 8.5 minutes, but I want to touch on this one. Ciampa and Black, the chemistry they have, seriously, in that ring.
Let me tell you, Ciampa is just, when you come out to no music and you're getting booed out of the building, you are the biggest heel, bigger than anybody they can think of in WWE. That kid,
He is the biggest heel in wrestling right now. Has been for like
the
a year.
world.
Yeah.
Like, you get that kind of heat, you get white hot heat with no music, your job is done.
And the fact that they put the belt on him as well is
Just-
that was hilarious.
And all the Marks fans, whatever you want to call them,
Yep.
they're so mad that the belt's on him because
But he
didn't need it.
No, he totally
But he's
does
so
not
good.
need it.
Right.
He deserves it though.
Absolutely.
100%
so talented.
deserves it.
Oh, yeah.
So talented.
But he doesn't need it because
Right.
he's over without it.
Yep. What'd you guys think of the Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair match?
I can't stand Shayna Baszler. I think they're keeping the strap on her to keep her somewhat relevant, but
Right.
once that strap comes off of her, she's gonna fall off the map.
So you're just not a fan of her? You
No,
don't think she's
I don't
good
see
in the
it.
ring or anything?
I don't see it. They have her work a joint or a limb
Yeah.
every single match, just to
Well,
keep it.
she's sticking to the MMA style. That's why.
But that's get out of that at least once. I want to see you out of that style match once,
It
and
will
you're
never
not going to do
happen.
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And as soon as she
what
drops
will
that
probably
strap,
happen is she'll drop the strap, they'll bring her up, and she'll fall out of nowhere.
yeah, she'll
Right.
be out of. She'll be gone.
What about Bianca Belair? I thought she did pretty good last
Um, yeah,
last
I
night.
haven't
do.
seen much of her to comment.
The one that whips her hair.
Yeah,
That was my first time seeing her in a match.
Okay.
I thought she did pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen her a few times, and I think she's pretty good. I'm not going to sit there and say she's the best, but she's
I don't know.
pretty good.
I don't know how she works with that hair though.
I was wondering that, too, how she doesn't step on it and all that. You know what I mean?
Well,
While she's wrestling.
I don't know if you caught it when she did the 450 splash. She held her hair so she didn't whip it
okay.
around.
Yeah.
Yep. Things you got to do, I guess, when you have hair
Yep.
like that. A lot of people are saying it was the match of the night, Gargano and Ricochet. What do you think?
I'd say Ricochet's a mutant. Some of the stuff that he does is
Right.
just, and again, it goes back to, it's what people want to see now. It's a lot of spots, a lot
Yeah.
of high flying.
Yep.
Gargano's more along the lines of like an old school wrestler.
Yeah.
He'll throw in some of that high flying stuff, but I from what I saw, I thought the match was incredible.
Right. I definitely thought it was, too.
Yep. Absolutely. It was a great match. Again, you couldn't take your eyes off of the TV screen.
Yeah. Oh, I got a question for you guys, because I think Ricochet will eventually, when he gets the call-up, I just think he's going to go, he's going to be a superstar. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
What, my buddy Dan that had asked questions earlier, we were talking and stuff, and he's like, when he comes up, he's probably going to end up a mid-carder. I want to know if you guys see this, too. When Ricochet comes out, for his match and just stands there, to me, his presence is unbelievable.
I've been
I'm not
watching-
saying he's The Rock, but I'm talking about that
I've
kind of
been
presence.
watching Ricochet since he was Prince Puma in
Yep.
Lucha Underground, and that kid's not a mid carder.
Right.
There's no way.
No.
Yeah.
When you can do a 450 stand up 450 and
Yeah.
land on the outside of the ring, you're not a mid carder.
Right.
No.
The reason you feel the presence is because you know you're gonna see something amazing in this match. That's what it boils down to.
He's almost got that. Like, he'll come out, when he comes out, he'll just stop, and it's like, everyone look at me.
Yeah, that's like
He soaks everybody.
Yes.
He soaks it up. He soaks the crowd up.
Yep.
He gives that pause, and he just looks around, and everyone's looking at him.
he knows how to work that.
Oh,
too.
God.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that comes from Japan. Remember when he first started, man? I watched a video of him just the other day when he first started. He couldn't have been more than 125 pounds. He was literally that small.
Oh, he was small when he was in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
He was
But,
skinny.
but he's been like over time. It's not like he put on all the weight.
No.
He did
No,
it the
no,
right way
yeah.
to build his body,
Yeah.
little at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Ricochet, and I'm also a fan of Gargano.
Yeah, I like Gargano.
Absolutely.
He did well. He did well in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, he got a good reaction. I don't think it was a heel reaction. I think he got more of a face reaction.
Yeah. Even
There's-
though he's trying to be a heel.
Well, there's certain people that are born natural heels. We
Yeah.
got somebody like that, don't we?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And then there's people who are just born a babyface.
Yes.
He is a white meat baby.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Gargano
Oh,
was just
100%.
and I get it, and he's doing well trying
Yeah.
to be heel,
Yes.
but you're not buying it.
No.
It's just we all know it's going to end up. You guys are going to end up feuding again for the titles. It's Don't try to, don't try to sugarcoat it. Just
Right.
do it.
Well,
do
let's
it.
talk about let's talk about the other couple guys that are down there right now in NXT. Dijak, like I said earlier, like you've been in the ring with Dijak, and that match you had with him being so green was really good, Mike. Really
I
good.
honestly think Dijak is gonna. They're bringing him slow.
Yeah.
But I honestly think you will probably within the next year or two see him, and he's just gonna.
Right.
I mean, the kid's. He's built.
Yeah.
He basically committed to the business.
Right.
And I said this before. Kudos to him. He knew what he wanted. He quit his job and went after it.
Right. And the right attitude, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, even though he's a big
Every
guy,
time he's
he
any
picked
locker
up
room that
quick.
he's been in with me
Yeah.
or any of us, he gets it. He's that old school locker room.
Right.
Shakes everybody's hand, sits there, doesn't cause problems. He's not a cancer, never was.
Right.
The kid's great. He's definitely going to be a star.
He deserves everything that company gives him.
Nice.
He's such a nice guy overall. Does anything, always asks to help. Anything I can do, anything like that. Amazing guy overall.
That's awesome.
And the difference between, and I don't mean to cut you off.
That's all right. No,
The
that's fine.
difference
You're
between
still the same question.
difference between Dijak and the way War Raiders came in, they were coming off a white hot run with New Japan.
Yes.
They signed Dijak.
And ROH.
Right. They signed Dijak on the down low.
Yes.
Nobody really knew about it until
Yep.
he announced it, and they brought him up. House show, house show, house show, house show, house show,
Right.
and then they put him on TV, and now he's just killing everybody.
Yep.
And they're doing it the right way.
Nice. Oni Lorcan.
Well,
Biff Busick.
I don't know. I don't know too much about Biff.
Okay.
I know he's from Chaotic, and he's a good worker.
Right.
He's another one that they're bringing along slowly. They're not like there's certain people you can say, okay, well, we're going to take you and put you on the main roster. Warbeard, they can put them guys on without a doubt.
Right.
But he's coming along slow, and I think it's working.
Nice.
Yep. I watched his tag team title match. I forget who his partner was in NXT.
Danny Burch.
Yes,
Burch.
that
Yeah, Danny
match
Burch.
was awesome. I don't understand why they didn't take advantage of that. I
Yeah.
think they did an amazing job in that match against the Undisputed Era,
Yep.
and they just didn't. They just kind of, which is a shame.
I'm definitely a fan of both those guys.
Yep.
I mean, I think the sky's the limit when it comes to Dijak. Nothing against Biff. I think he can be a star too.
Oh, yeah.
But like you were saying, you can see that Dijak will be something, and they are bringing him in up the right way.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, anything you want to plug real quick?
Just February 16th, APW, Newberry Elks, 6:30 bell time.
Great. Mike, thanks again, man. I'll get you guys in
Hey,
there
thank
again.
you.
Matt, nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Guys, we're out. Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.